Hi, and hello there. Hope everyone's having a great day. I'm David, and welcome to Sin City Pixel podcast, Digital Marketing Monday. This is Episode 8, and welcome to the show. And we're going to talk about some different items that challenges people are having out there today. So, welcome to the show for Monday, and what we're talking about are the challenges that people are having and there's going what's going on with influencers. There's a lot of challenges that are going on that people are having. So we want to just try to take a little time and talk them to you about that. And welcome to the show. Welcome to the Sin City Pixel KO Vegas Sports and Esports show. We're going to have the topic of digital marketing and Digital Marketing Mondays. So right now, we're going to get into it right now. So basically, welcome to Episode 8. Influencer campaigns are failing big time. So what's really going wrong? I'm going to dive deep into the world of influencer campaigns, figure out why they're failing big time. Can we pinpoint the exact issues and find a solution? Let's find out. Globally, brands are on track to pour over 32 billion into the influencer marketing industry this year. Let that sink in. It's a number so big it's hard to wrap your head around. Um, so it's really a tremendous amount of money that's being spent. It's a testament to the perceived power of creators to shape our decisions and open our wallets. So in the U.S. alone, spending is set to blow past 10 billion. Yet behind the glossy Instagram feeds, the TikToks, the perfectly curated YouTube videos, a dark and expensive secret is hiding right in plain sight. A huge chunk of that money is going straight down the drain. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a giant hole in the bottom. No matter how much you pour in, most of it just leaks away. And that's a lot of frustrations that the marketers have out there and a lot of companies have. And so you probably felt it yourself. You're scrolling and you see a promotion pops up that feels just a little off. It's a little too polished, a little too forced. The influencer you once trusted for their authentic reviews suddenly sounds like a walking, talking billboard. That feeling of being skeptic, that quiet distrust that you feel, isn't just a feeling, it's the tip of a colossal iceberg. The truth that brands and agencies don't want you to know is that the influencer marketing world is in a state of crisis of being authentic, strategy, and a crisis of being measured. While these things have massive growth, you know, they're uh, right now, uh, the headlines celebrate massive industry growth, and um, the engine room is, the engine room is sputtering. It's burning through cash with shockingly little to show for it. So right now, we're going to pull back the curtain to expose some of the biggest hidden reasons why so many influencer campaigns are complete and utter disasters. So we're going to look at everything from the rampant fraud that dupes even the biggest brands to the lazy strategic blunders that waste millions and the fundamental misunderstandings of what influence even means today. This is the conversation the industry doesn't really want to have, but let's have it here today. It's important. So we're going to go into the great deception, the selection mistakes, and the follower fallacy. So where does it really go wrong? Well, the first mistake, it's a big one. It happens long before a single post even goes live. It starts with a disastrously flawed selection process, a process driven by one of the most seductive and dangerous lies in modern marketing, the follower count fallacy. So it's an easy trap to fall into. It's like being a fisherman who thinks the secret to catching a prize winning trout or a bass is to use the biggest net possible. He casts this giant net into the ocean and pulls up tons of stuff, old boots, seaweed, plastic bags, no trout, no tuna. He mistakes the weight of the catch for success. Brands do the same thing. They log into Instagram, they log into TikTok, they see a creator with millions of followers and think, if we partner with them, our product will be seen by millions. This logic is not just outdated, it's a recipe for failure. This obsession with vanity metrics is the original sin of influencer marketing. Brands get so mesmerized by the sheer size of an audience that they fail to ask the most critical questions. Who are these followers? Are they the right people? Do they care about what this influencer has to say? Or are they just a passive, disengaged mess of numbers? Worse, not even real people at all. There's a lot of bots out there. So picture this, because it happens in marketing departments every single day. A major, fa- a major fast fashion retailer plans a huge back-to-school campaign. Their goal is to drive sales for a new line of trendy, affordable clothing. Now, the marketing team identifies a handful of top-tier lifestyle influencers, each boasting millions of followers. On paper, it's a slam dunk. Contracts are signed, products are shipped, and the campaign goes live. These things happen, but the results can be a disaster. Engagement is abysmal, the comments are lukewarm, and the sales barely move. What went wrong? The brand, in its quest for maximum reach, completely missed the relevance gap. The influencers they chose had built their audience on a platform of sustainability and conscious consumerism. Their followers were ideologically opposed to the very business model of the brand they were suddenly promoting. The campaign just didn't fail to resonate, it created a backlash. The brand wasn't just talking to the wrong room, they were booed off the stage. And that's a big problem. This isn't a rare mistake, it's the norm. I see it a lot. The relevance gap is a canyon that swallows marketing budgets whole. Think about this way. Think about it this way. Imagine two fashion influencers. Luxury Lisa posts exclusively about high end designer brands and $1,000 handbags. Her audience has significant disposable income. The other, thrift store Thea, builds her community around finding hidden gems in secondhand shops and promoting a budget conscious lifestyle. Both are fashion influencers, but partnering with them would yield widely different results. If a discount shoe brand partnered with a luxury Lisa, her audience would see it as bizarre, off brand promotion, and ignore it. It wouldn't really matter if she had 10 million followers. Would they aren't the right followers. Conversely, if a high-end couture brand partnered with thrift store Thea, her audience would likely accuse her of selling out. And that's a problem you see a lot. True influence isn't about the size of the microphone, it's about who's listening and how much they trust the speaker. So this is where smart brands are winning. Look by looking past the megastars and embracing the power of micro influencers. A mega influencer is like shouting through a megaphone in a crowded stadium. And many people hear it, but most tune it out as noise. A micro influencer is like getting advice from a trusted friend over coffee. The message is smaller, but it lands with incredible impact. So studies consistently show that as the influencer follower count rises, their engagement rate often plummets. So, for example, an influencer with 5 million followers might be lucky to get a 1 to 2% engagement rate, while a micro influencer with 10,000 followers can command rates of 3, 6, or even higher percent in some cases. Their followers aren't just passive observers, They're a active community built around a shared interest, whether it's vegan cooking, niche video, games, uh, uh, and or historical costume design. Now they trust the creator not just because they're famous, but because they are seen as a knowledgeable friend. So there are countless case studies proving this works. Consider the pet food company, um, and the pet food company, and I Love You. It's named. And instead of trying to land one big celebrity pet owner, they partnered with 400 pet micro influencers. The result was a tidal wave of authentic content that reached nearly 8 million people and generated massive engagement. Another is the travel app, Air Allo, which partnered with just 10 travel micro influencers on TikTok. They generated over 2 million views and achieved a cost per install that was a fraction of the industry average. So the lesson here should be a wake up call for any brand chasing follower counts. Stop prioritizing reach and start obsessing over relevance. True ROI doesn't come from broadcasting your message to a listless crowd. It comes from whispering it to a small, captivated audience that hangs on every word. So dig into the analytics, look beyond the follower number and analyze the audience demographics, the quality of the comments, and the value the creator champions. The first step to a successful campaign is to stop making the first and most expensive mistake, choosing the wrong messenger. And now we'll talk about how we can get and see the epidemic of lies, fake followers, and engagement fraud. Unfortunately, if choosing influencers based on follower counts is the original sin, then the world of fake engagement is the multi-billion-dollar criminal enterprise that grew up around it. It's like building a beautiful storefront on a movie set. It looks real to passing cars, but it's just a hollow facade with nothing behind it. This is the part of the industry operating in the shadows, costing brands billions of dollars globally every single year. This isn't a small issue affecting bad actors, it's a systemic rot. The pressure to appear influential has created a black market where anyone can purchase the illusion of popularity. From just for a few dollars, an aspiring influencer can buy thousands of fake followers, instant likes, and automated comments, creating a profile that looks impressive to unsuspecting brand manager. There are three main flavors of fraud to watch out for. First, and most obviously, is bot driven engagement and fake followers. Buying fake followers is like filling your new trendy restaurant with mannequins. From the street, it looks packed and popular, but inside, nobody's eating, nobody's talking, and you're essentially paying to serve your best dishes to a room full of plastic dummies. In the same way, brands are paying to advertise their product to a ghost army of robots. Second, there's a more insidious world of engagement pods. These are secret groups of influencers who collude to artificially boost each other's metrics. Think of it like a sitcom laugh track. The laugh track creates the illusion of a hilarious joke, but it's not a genuine reaction from a real audience. Engagement pods do the same thing for a sponsored post. The flurry of likes and comments from other influencers tricks algorithms and brands into thinking the content is a hit, but it's all manufactured applause. Third, there's reporting fraud. Even when the followers are real, the performance can be faked. This includes everything from video view loops where a single user generates thousands of views by having a video play in a hidden browser tab to inflated impression numbers and falsified reports. It's a digital house of mirrors where brands are left making budget decisions based on corrupt data. The impact of this fraud is catastrophic. It goes beyond wasting marketing dollars. It skews a brand's entire understanding of its marketing performance. If a brand appears to have high engagement due to fraud, a brand might mistakenly double down on that strategy, pouring even more money into a tactic that's delivering zero actual return. The legal and reputational risks are also immense. The Federal Trade Commission has been cracking down on deceptive marketing practices, and the guidelines are clear. Endorsements must be honest and not misleading. Brands and influencers are jointly liable. Imagine a brand partners with an influencer based on fake followers. That brand is now complicit in a web of deception. If this comes to light, the reputational damage can be severe. The FTC is stepping up enforcement. And while massive fines aren't an everyday occurrence yet, penalties for violations can be significant, making it a growing risk for both brands and creators. So, how do you protect your brand from getting scammed? You have to become a digital detective. First, look at the follower to engagement ratio. If an influencer has 2 million followers, but it's only getting 2,000 likes per post, that's a massive red flag. Second, analyze the quality of the comments. Are they generic single word responses? Are they just images and emojis, or are they genuine questions and conversations from real people? A healthy comment section is a dialogue, not a chorus of bots. Third, look for suspicious growth spurts. Analytic tools can show influencers' follower growth over time. A sudden jump of 50,000 followers in a single day with no corresponding viral event almost certainly means someone brought their audience. And finally, trust your gut. If a profile feels off, it probably is. Today, there are also sophisticated third party fraud detection tools that can analyze the influencer's audience for fraudulent indicators. Investing in these is no longer a luxury. It's fundamental requirement for any brand that wants to avoid setting its marketing budget on fire. And now we're going to talk about the ROI black hole and the de-influencing revolution. So this brings us to our third failure point, the measurement crisis. Even when brands avoid bad selection and fake engagement, they often stumble at the final hurdle. They have no idea if their campaigns are actually working. This is the ROI black hole where the true value of influencer marketing gets lost in the fog of confusing data. An astonishing number of marketers, by some counts, over 60%, admit they struggle to accurately measure the return on investment of their influencer campaigns. Think about that. It's like judging a chef's skill by how loudly their pots and pans are clanging in the kitchen. It might sound busy and impressive, but it tells you nothing about whether the food is actually good or if customers are buying it. So the root of this crisis lies in the addiction to vanity metrics. For years, the default method for evaluating success was to add up likes, comments, and views. And the final report would be filled with impressive sounding numbers. Our campaign reached 10 million people and generated 500,000 engagements. Everyone would pat themselves on the back, but what did those numbers actually mean for the business? Did that reach into and translate into brand awareness? Did those engagements lead to sales? And in most cases, nobody knew. Likes don't pay the bills, comments don't keep the lights on. The ultimate goal of marketing isn't just to create engagement, it's to generate business results. This is the one off campaign trap. A brand runs a short, intense campaign for a product launch, bombarding customers with sponsored posts from a dozen different influencers and then goes silent. An audience sees this for what it is. It's a short term advertising blitz. The influencers come across as hired guns, not genuine advocates. This transactional approach is like trying to build a relationship by going on one extravagant, flashy first date and then disappearing. It doesn't build trust. So, this approach is becoming less effective by the day, especially as a powerful counter movement has taken hold, the de influencing trend. De influencing is a grassroots rebellion against the very culture of overconsumption and inauthentic promotion. It started on TikTok with creators telling their followers what not to buy. They'd take a viral, overhyped product and give it a brutally honest review explaining why it wasn't worth the money. This trend exploded because it taps into a deep seated consumer frustration. People are tired of being sold constantly to. The de-influencer offers a refreshing dose of reality, validating skepticism and giving them permission to resist the hype. They often recommend more affordable, higher quality alternative, positioning themselves as a trusted advisor loyal to their audience, not a brand's paycheck. The rise of de-influencing on is the writing on the wall for brands that rely on lazy marketing. A single powerful de-influencing video from a trusted creator can act like a wrecking ball, undoing millions in marketing spend overnight. Look what happened to tech reviewer Marcus Brownlee. Posted a video titled "This is the worst car I ever reviewed" about the Fisker Ocean. The video went viral and was directly linked to a plummet in the company's stock price. That's the power of authentic critical feedback. So, how do brands escape the ROI black hole? They have to fundamentally change how they approach and measure their campaigns. It starts with setting clear business oriented goals. Instead of saying we want to generate buzz, a smart brand says we want to increase sales of this product by 15%. With a clear goal, you can build a measurement framework that tracks what matters. First, get serious about tracking. Use unique trackable discount codes for each influencer. Use customized affiliate links so you can trace website traffic and sales directly back to their content. A large majority of brands are already using these methods to track sales from their campaigns. Second, measure the impact on brand sentiment. Use social listening tools to establish a baseline for how people are talking about your brand online before the campaign. Then track these conversions during and after. Is the sentiment becoming more positive? This is a tangible measure of brand equity. Third, look at long term value. One of the most important shifts in the industry is the move towards always on partnerships. Instead of one off posts, brands are putting a handful of carefully selected influencers on retainer for 6 months or a year. This is like moving from a series of first dates to a committed long term relationship. The creator's advocacy, being an advocate, becomes more believable because it's consistent. This is how you build trust and generate a return on investment you can actually measure. So, in conclusion, the future is authentic. Let's bring it all together. The failures of influencer campaigns aren't random accidents, they're symptoms of a broken system that has, for too long, prioritized the illusion of influence over the real thing. It starts with the follower fallacy, where brands chase empty numbers instead of passionate communities. It's amplified by the fraud epidemic, a dark underbelly of bots and pods that siphons billions from marketing budgets, and it culminates in the ROI black hole where reliance on vanity metrics leaves brands clueless about whether their investments are generating any real value. Looming over all this is the de-influencing movement, a clear signal from consumers that they are tired of being lied to. They crave honesty, they demand transparency, and they reward creators and brands who provide it. But this is not a eulogy for influencer marketing, it's a diagnosis. And with a diagnosis comes the possibility of a cure. The future of this industry, the path to building campaigns that thrive, is paved with authenticity. It's a radical shift in mindset. It means viewing influencers not as human billboards, but as long term strategic partners. It means doing the hard work out of due diligence to root out fraud and find creators whose values truly align with your brand. It means being disciplined about measurement, tracking real business outcomes like sales, not just fleeting likes. And above all, it means respecting the audience. Trust is the single most valuable currency in the creator economy. It's not hard to earn, and it's incredibly easy to lose. The brands that understand this, the ones that commit to honesty and creating genuine value, will not only survive the current crisis, they will define the future of marketing. The rest, they'll continue to pour their money into a failing system, wondering why nothing seems to work, while all their audience quietly hits unfollow. So I know this is really a huge topic. We've only really scratched the surface in this one podcast. The conversation is constantly evolving. So I want to hear from you. Just send me some comments and what's the most inauthentic or tone deaf influencer campaign you've ever seen. Drop a story in the comments and let's talk about it. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and we're on Twitch. We're on LinkedIn, and so you can find us on the different channels. We're on X, and so you can find us on multiple channels. And if you want see more deep dives like this, exposing what's really going on behind the scenes in marketing and media, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, so I can see how you're reacting to it. And we want to thank you for watching and listening. And so that's what we have here today. And we want to thank you for coming and watching us today on the show. So we wanted to welcome you to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. And this is Digital Marketing Monday. And we're wrapping up the show. So just leave some comments and whatever you thought about the show so we can make it better for you in the future. Have a great day.